Welcome back, everybody, to Coach's Corner East on this Tuesday evening before Thanksgiving. We're at the Pizza Hut in Galion, ready for the Crestline portion of tonight's show. We're brought to you in part by Steve and Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Galion and Crestline. Marie Bounce at the Platinum Insurance Agency, your Progressive Agent, 131 Harding Way East, Uptown Galion. Joe Kleiman Associates at the Galion office of First Federal Bank of Ohio. Pleased to welcome to the microphone one Mr. Tyler Sanders, Crestline head boys basketball coach. It's great to see you again in person, not over the phone. This is so much better, and ready for another year on the hardwood.
Yep, excited to be here.
Yeah, and how many years now? Remind me.
Going into year 4.
Year 4. Is it going fast?
The seasons go fast. The extracurricular and dealing with things that are basketball team related but not basketball, it can drag out the season. But as far as once you get into games, it flies.
When you've had success like you've had, and people say, well, success, just over 500. But for Crestline, it's been a success. You've had back-to-back winning seasons. You've gone into tournament. You've had some upsets in the tournament, some buzzer beaters, and gone against St. Paul, a team that was arguably one of the best teams around last year, took them right to the wire before you fell to them. Does that make it easy to say, I can't wait to get back in the gym and see what I can do with these guys for another year?
Yeah, I think it depends on the kids you have. Having this group here, this is, the first group that I came in with as far as them being freshmen, and, they know what to expect from me. I know what to expect from them. Last year's sectional final game left a bad taste in our mouth. We had the ball up 15 seconds left, and turned it over, and that's just been a hard pill, I think, for all of us to swallow. And I credit these kids. This summer, outside of maybe one of them at this table, he knows who he is. I didn't have to ask them to come to stuff this summer. They got there, they did what they were supposed to, and I really feel like years past where we didn't close gaps during the summer with other teams, we closed those gaps this year. So I expect a strong season.
Well, Coach Hill just had some very complimentary things to say about you as a team and a couple of the players individually from what he saw at Eastern Ohio and some of the teams that you went up against. Kind of taking a quick review of last year, 13-11 overall, 5-5 in the MBC. As we talked about, fell to Norwalk St. Paul, a very talented team in the sectional final, 58-55. And you finish now with consecutive winning seasons for the first time in 25 years. I know you talk about the 1940, which is the last time the Crestline's won a league championship. But, to do that, it's the step in the right direction. You guys are moving in the right direction. You got great numbers coming out. I follow you on social media. I see what's happening at the little kids level and the number of kids that are showing up to clinics and things along that line. You do lose some key people, as teams tend to do. Ethan Clark, Brock Nodlet, Calvin Reed, Hunter Lawhorn, all 3-year letter winners. That's going to be tough to replace. But when I look around the table here, it's a lot of familiar faces that I've seen the last couple of years that have a lot of experience that are going to help you out. Now, it may not necessarily be the size and the girth, so to speak, that you're used to, but really talented kids. Talk about this group that's coming back.
Yeah, it really is. When I say it's a special group of kids, that's not just from I'm not just saying that. This is a good group of kids, and that's a conversation we had. Like, hey, 13-11's been fun the last couple of years, finally getting above 500. But okay, we're beyond that now. That's been the expectation. Now the expectation is to be better than that. These kids know 1940 is starting to get plastered all over the basketball gym, and it's even on our customized whiteboard that we draw plays with during the game. So these kids know what the goal is this year, and I think that it's safe to say, although the experiences of being together, being a team are great, if we fall short of that, I think that'll probably be a struggle for these kids.
Sure. 6 seniors, you got to like that senior leadership, but you have some other kids, juniors, Isaiah Perry, Trevor Shea, Jake Bruce, who played football as well, Trevor and Jake Bruce both, and then sophomore Logan Huber is going to be part of this as well. Total numbers in the program, 9 through 12?
17.
17. Yep. So you won't have a freshman team?
We have enough freshmen. We're probably going to play a smaller freshman schedule, maybe a 5 to 7 game freshman schedule, just to make sure that we're getting them the time that they need. But yeah, honestly, pretty much sophomore on up's riding with the varsity. So those freshmen are going to get plenty of time with, like I said, the sophomores and maybe a junior sprinkled in. But it's pretty much the freshmen will be getting plenty of time this year. And the sophomores, juniors, and seniors will be filling out that varsity roster.
Very good. I read the article in the Telegraph Forum, and you say that shooting the three ball is going to be one of your team strengths. The 5 players that are on the team shot over, or 5 of your players shot over 35% from the arc last year. Is that different? I mean, because every coach has to adjust based on talent. You're used to going inside with some bigger guys the last couple of years. You're going to be more of a perimeter team this year?
No, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, like Connor and Josh here at the table, they shot over 35% last year. Josh shot a little over 40, I believe. Alijah and Brandon, RJ, they're all capable of shooting the 3. Lucas is capable of shooting the 3. We have really good shooters.
I've seen him hit
Yeah.
threes
So
before.
today, like we call it Duke 5 band. It's something that Kurtz did when I coached with him. But it's 5 guys shooting continuous 3s for 5 minutes. And Coach K, I think, says a good score is like 120, 125. We hit 153 today, which was our high.
Good.
Since I've been here. So yeah, like we can really shoot the ball, but then also like Lucas and Jake Bruce, RJ, they all got gifted post moves and are gifted post players, really relentless around the glass. So we have just a lot of good pieces this year that complements each other. The challenge is going to be who's going to create and get us a bucket late in the game when we need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what would be, as you see, the team's area of growth where they really going to have to improve as the year goes on?
It would probably be strength and toughness and getting to the rim. Like I said, we're really good at taking the time to find the open shooter, but sometimes it takes a while to get us to that point. Sometimes you need to get there a little bit quicker. You need to get a guy that can start the offense by getting into the paint and finding the open guy, and we don't have that guy right now.
Sure.
We have guys that can, go hard one way, but no guys that get real creative when, the help defense steps up. So finding that guy that can create for us and get that ball moving and get the defense scrambling is going to be key.
All right, very good. Take a break here before we talk to the seniors around the table. We're brought to you in part by the Burkhart family at the Burkhart Farm Center, your Case IH dealer, straight west of Gallion on the Manette New Winchester Road. Mike Kleinite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, beside Mount Gilead and Marion. And sweet baby Ray Jones, Davy's little brother, at Ohio Door and Sash, 120 South Street in Gallion. First up, Connor Lusk is here, and it's good to see you back again since a few weeks ago on football.
Yep.
Now you're inside, nice and warm and toasty, and it's a sport you love. I know you loved football, but you enjoyed the basketball season as well, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Coming back last year, 5.3 points per game, almost 4 rebounds per game. Coach said you got one of the 35% shooters from outside. Do you get the green light that you can kind of let it rip whenever you feel it's necessary, or is it kind of one of those, oh no, I wish you wouldn't have done that? What's the mentality there?
It's about a 50-50 shot. I feel like I have it sometimes, but sometimes it might not go that way.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tone it down a little bit, but
Yeah, do you ever let one rip and then kind of look over at the sideline and like see coach's reaction
For
and
sure,
like, I guess I'm coming out? Defensively, we talk a lot about the offense, and coach is saying, you can get to the rim with some guys, and Lucas and RJ can get to the rim and so on and so forth. What are you going to have to do on the defensive end to shut these other teams down? I mean, are you going to be more man-focused? Are you going to go zone, or it just depends on the situation?
it just really depends on the situation. We're more of an aggressive up team, not allowing passes up in the grill. We just can't back down.
Yeah, and the physical side of it, because let's face it, over the years, basketball has gotten to become a much more physical game. And having played football, you're used to that, the physical side of that. Are you willing to do that on the defensive side, get in somebody's face a little bit and bump up against them?
Oh, yeah, football's taught me that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking through the year. Good luck tomorrow night. You got the crowd back, which is a good thing, except you're going to the MAC over at Colonel Crawford, which is not an easy place to play. Should be a huge crowd the night before Thanksgiving, a lot of people coming back from college and things like that, but it's got to be great having kids and fans back in the seats again. It should be a great atmosphere.
It definitely is.
Yeah, enjoy it. Thanks for coming out. I
Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
having me.
You bet. Josh Hall's up next. Good to see you again, Josh.
Thanks, Mike, for having me.
Appreciate it. And your senior year now, and an opportunity to do a lot of good things and kind of, you think about the football season, and I hate to keep picking that scab open, but it didn't go as successfully as you would have liked to as a senior. But now you can make an impact and get some wins and have that enjoyment of having a winning team. And it's a team that had back-to-back winning seasons. You understand what it takes. you're ready for that mentally? Are you ready for that physically?
Yeah, that was one of the upsides of football. Like you said, I don't want to pick the scab back open, but even though we did lose, it does teach you to get nitty and gritty even when you're down, and that's how you just got to fight back. Is be tough. It will be tough and physical.
6.5 points per game, 4.2 rebounds per game. You're probably going to be asked to be a little more of a scorer this year. Are you ready to kind of shoulder that burden a little bit?
I am ready. Like everyone has been saying, is you have Brock and you had Ethan and Calvin. You have all these scorers, and even before that, they had scores.
Yeah,
So it's
Caden
like,
and-
yeah. So it's like I am ready to take that step up. I played my role last year, and I'm ready to take that big leap.
So one of the things I've noticed the last couple of years is the consistency. As I chart your games, and it's like you do really well on Friday night, then you have a little letdown in a non-league game on Saturday. And then you come back the following Tuesday, you do really well, and then tough loss on Friday. And then you come back and say, how do you kind of keep more consistent rather than this up and down that can make you above 500 but not where you want to be?
Yeah, I think, just the more mental focus that we do have as a group, and we all love playing together. So I think we'll all be ready to get back in the gym after a game, even if it is a tough loss, and get out the next one and try to stay consistent and win more games.
All right. Well, good luck this year. We'll be talking throughout the year, and I look forward to your progress. And I will be over there to see you guys play at some point this year.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Thanks for coming out. Next up, RJ Johnston, and appreciate you coming out. And you're one of the big guys underneath, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and you like that.
I do like that.
More on the offensive side or the defensive side in the boxing out and getting rebound? Has Coach ever said that? RJ, box out! Have you heard
Yeah.
that a few times?
I don't really tend to box out sometimes, but when I get there, yeah, I box out.
Are you stronger on the offensive end of the court or the defensive end?
I mean, I can shoot the ball, but I'd say I'm a decent defender.
Okay. Blocking or more just getting your guy out of the paint?
I'd say just blocking shots and closing out.
All right. Talk about, this group of 6 seniors. It's apparent you're pretty close. How much do you enjoy playing with these guys day in and day out?
I'm happy to be out here with these guys. I didn't play for 2 years, but these are my guys, and we're gonna roll through it.
What brought you back?
Coach Sanders basically showing up to my house and making me come out.
Well, that's good. And the same thing happened with Josh here, and he played football this year. And again, even though the success wasn't there, he told me at the end of the year how glad he was that he did it. And I hope that you have the exact same experience and can help a team that's on the up, on the rise for sure. So thanks for coming out. I'm sure we'll talk
Thank you.
later this year. Alijah Evans is up next. Welcome. I appreciate it.
What's going on?
Just having a lot of fun here tonight at the Pizza Hut. And I know you're a big-time baseball player,
Yeah.
but you're playing basketball this year. What is your position going to be on the team this year?
I think mostly just play really good defense because I think that's one of the aspects that I'm good at
Yep.
when I actually put forth the effort to play defense.
Yeah.
And mostly just helping the team just score buckets because I feel like I can get to the bucket pretty solid.
Yeah, you make a really, really good point, Alijah, and that is defense is one of those want-tos. Yeah, you got to be talented, but you have to have the heart, you have to have the drive, you have to have the desire to want to do that. And, I could see you kind of being that fly or that pest that
Most
some
kids
guys
most kids, I don't know, most kids play soft and stuff, but I feel like that one trigger and it's I'll get real physical and I like to play rough.
yeah, get in their grill a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no smack talking or anything, is there?
There's a little bit, but I control myself.
Well, yeah, you have to do that because you don't want to turn that into a technical. Tomorrow night, Colonel Crawford, they're really good. They're undefeated last year, got a lot of kids coming back. In your eyes, what's the key to getting a victory tomorrow night on the road?
I think Colonel Crawford's just always had the name, like you said, they're known for being good, and I think that that's just something that everybody knows, and I think that we just got to swallow the pill that we're facing a good team. We just got to go out and handle business with them and just can't take them for granted.
Attaboy.
Anything can happen.
Attaboy. Well, good luck to you. Thanks for coming out. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Brandon Hiles is here, and great to see you again. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Ready for your senior season in basketball?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Yeah. And you've had some time now, a few weeks in the gym. How have the scrimmages gone specifically? Do you feel they've been pretty good, pretty competitive?
Sadly, I haven't played in the scrimmages due to personal issues, but watching my teammates play, I feel like it's going really well.
Now, you going to be able to play tomorrow night, or?
No, I will not.
Okay, so you got, how much time do you have off, or?
I'll be back December 17th.
Okay, so you got a little time off, all right.
Yeah.
But you've still been there to help them and to cheer them on, and they'll be welcoming you with open arms when you're ready to come back. What's going to be the key in your mind to get off to a good start for this team?
I don't know. I just got to come in and just play really good basketball, like shoot the ball well, just do my responsibilities, like playing defense, handling the basketball.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, good luck, and we welcome you back here real soon, and we'll look forward to your progress for sure.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Big man Lucas Cochran is next to me, or almost next to me, and it's good to see you again.
How you doing,
And
Mike?
Good. How yourself?
I'm living the life.
That's good. And I remember probably the last time I saw you play was as a sophomore at the JV level, and I'm like, who is this kid? This kid is just all over the place, and that was 2 years ago, and now you're ready for your senior year. Can it start soon enough, or is tomorrow okay?
I mean, it's gone by fast. I mean, football went through in like a blink of an eye, and then basketball, it just seemed like we started practice 2 weeks ago, and now we're heading into our first game tomorrow night.
Yeah, and it goes really, really quick. Talk about kind of and I asked RJ about this as well, but playing with your friends that you've grown up with, and you're a strong senior class in numbers, but also mindsets, and what's it like to play with them game in and game out?
I mean, these guys, they're my brothers. I mean, we played together since our freshman year. We all got that chemistry. We all have that love for each other. So I don't see it can be a hero ball. It's going to be really balanced, and Sanders had his buddy Torres come in, and he said, try to make someone else the MVP, or you have one guy that you want to do that. And I feel like we all took that to our mind, and we're trying to make that happen.
That's great. I really appreciate hearing that, and that's really important. And I know Colonel Crawford stresses that as well. Play your role, and whatever that role is, do it to the best of your ability, and the rest will take care of itself. So, well, good luck tomorrow night, and I'm sure we'll be talking throughout the year here at Coach's Corner. I appreciate
All right,
it.
sounds good. Thank you, Mike.
You bet. And oh no, we're going to someone else. Mr. Harley. And when I saw him walk in, Spencer Harley, I thought, geez, Pete, did he re-enroll? Is he back?
He's right,
You're a
sir.
senior. But you didn't, in a sense, but you are helping coach the team, and I give you a lot of credit for jumping back in, because you were one, and I remember the last time that we spoke, and you were like, wow, I really missed it, and you couldn't stay away. And did Coach Sanders reach out to you, or did you reach out to him and say, I want to be a part of this?
It was almost sort of like a mutual thing. We kind of discussed it at the end of my senior year that he'd like to have me back. I know we both didn't think it'd be this soon, but I ended up tearing my ACL in February of this year, and it all kind of just aligned perfectly that I would help out. And all these guys, I kind of played with them. They were young when I was getting ready to leave, and kind of took them under my wing then, and we just picked up right where we left off.
So we talked about that inside presence with you a couple years ago, and then Ethan last year, and not so much from a wide body standpoint. But what have you liked out of Lucas and Mr. Johnston over here, RJ, that you've really liked about what they do?
Yeah, I definitely thought watching me and Ethan on film and stuff and during games that we were quick. But now getting to see guys that are tall, lengthy, skinny, who also play out in the it's just a whole new level of quickness, and they kind of just expand the game farther than I and Ethan could have. And it's really cool to see. I can sprinkle what I know on them, and then they just do their own thing.
How important is it for you, just 2 years removed, to say, and relate to these guys, because you played with them, albeit they were sophomores at the time, and say, hey, I know what you're going through. I know that slump you're going through. I went through it. Is it easier because you've been there just a couple years ago?
Right, yeah, I think it's easy. I think it's easier for the guys to understand that it might be tough hearing it from older people like Coach Sanders and Coach Holmson, but like you said, I was just in there, so I kind of give them a good point of view. And I really stress to the seniors that you got to really enjoy it, because it does go by quick.
Yeah, no question. Well, it's great to see you again. I'm so glad
too.
that you're part of the team and can lend your expertise to the team. And I imagine there's going to be a point at some time during the season where you're going to want to grab a jersey and ask Coach Sanders to put you in for one more time. I imagine that's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. But I know my role. I'm just going to stay on the sideline and just do what I do.
All right, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. Take one final break here
Oh.
before we wrap up the show. Show's brought to you in part by Lee Plymouth and Brad Seibert at the Plymouth Insurance Group, Gallion and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus, and Phil and Sue Schreck at Phil's Deli, just east of Pizza Hut at the bridge here in Gallion. Well, Coach, you're ready to go. Your first game tomorrow night at Colonel Crawford. We've talked about them in length. A very, very tough MBC again, right? That everything I've read, it's probably Lucas again because they have the athletes. They were good in football, but who else do you see in the mid Buckeye that could pose some problems for you?
I mean, like, Mansfield Christian every year. I don't know if it's because I coached there before or I graduated there, but we seem to get their best shot because, no disrespect to them, but every time I watch them on film, it's not the same team that plays us. Mm-hmm. So we always seem to get their best shot, and so I think that they're going to be pretty tough this year. Coach Craner does a really nice job, and then I think Central Christian's going to be really tough this year. They're always a tough team to play, especially at their place.
Right.
If you've ever been in that gym,
I've heard about it. I've heard the horror stories.
It's the dungeon. It's a
Right.
tough place to play.
Right.
And they're very good there. And but I really believe that like I think I told you in the past, it's Lucas's conference to lose.
Yeah.
But I think I have a group that, like I said, the margin of error is slim, but I think that we have a team that is capable of doing some damage this year and giving them a run for their money.
Very good. And then I looked at your non-league games, Buckeye Central, Crestview, your buddy coaching up there at Crestview still. That's always a fun game. Maybe not so fun for you, but Plymouth on the schedule, Ridgedale, Elgin, Seneca East, Mount Gilead, Bucyrus, Northmore, Winford, and Gallion. Some really good teams. You've had Winford's number, the last 2 years now?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 that you've taken them. So really good schedule there, and that's going to prepare you for the tournament. But you take one game at a time. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. It's not been close the last couple of years.
Nope.
See if we can close that gap down a little bit tomorrow night. Enjoy the atmosphere. Get ready to go because we're on a whirlwind of 22 plus as we go through here the winter, and we'll look forward to having you here a little later on in the year.
Thanks so much, Mike.
Absolutely,
Appreciate you.
absolutely. And you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving and don't eat too much turkey.
Thank you, Mike. You too.
All right. Hey, taking a look at the programming schedule. At 7:30 on WQEL, it's girls high school basketball tonight. It's the Winford Lady Royals at River Valley taking on the Lady Vikings. Again, at WQEL at 7:30 tonight. Tomorrow night, we have college basketball, 7:45 time approximate. Ohio State will be taking on Florida, and they will be in that tournament. They just took care of Seton Hall last night, and they'll be on now to work against Florida. Friday night, we have a big day, 4 o'clock. It's the Santa Comes to Town parade and remote, so be tuned in to that. Then we have a doubleheader in high school basketball. It will be a boys game on WQEL, Willard at Upper Sandusky. Also a boys game on WBCO, it'll be Plymouth at Buckeye Central. And then I'll be in for the Friday night phone board approximately 9 o'clock right after the game of the week. Saturday, it is the game. It's Ohio State and the team up north, the Michigan Wolverines. From Ann Arbor, coverage begins at 10:30, kickoff at noon. We'll have high school boys basketball on Saturday night on WQEL. It'll be Buckeye Central at Crestline, tip at 7:30 approximately. And then Will Beard will be sitting in for this Saturday night phone board to follow. Thank you to everyone here at the Gallion Pizza Hut, especially our managers, Bree, Michelle, and Jordan. Aniana was our server tonight. Thank you very much. We want to thank Danny Lane back at the studio. Thank you to my camera operator, Cameron Moon, as well as Harper Boggs for all she does on site. Thank you to Gallion swim coach Ted Temple and his team, Colonel Crawford assistant boys basketball coach Nate Hill. Thank you to Crestline boys basketball coach Tyler Sanders and his team as well. Thank you to all of our sponsors and most of all you, our listeners, for watching on Facebook Live and our YouTube channel. For WQEL Sports, this has been Mike Sparks wishing you a very happy Thanksgiving. And as always, I remind you, a spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.